The Providence Friars are 1 win away from back-to-back 20-win seasons. Welcome to the Ford Fox Sports 1 College Hoops Pre-Tip, sponsored by Ford. Go further. It's the first Sunday in March in Providence. It's a raid party. It's Big East basketball here on Fox Sports 1 as the Marquette Golden Eagles come to town to take on the Providence Friars, ranked number 25 in the country. And hello, everybody. Justin Kutcher alongside Coach Steve Donahue. And Coach, this is a big game for Providence for many different reasons.
Well, it's a huge game. You get your 20th overall win, your 10th in the Big East, a really good benchmark. They got to make sure they play well. Most importantly, Chris Dunn has to play well. Leads the league in assists and steals, needs to play well today to revenge that earlier loss.
Absolutely, because as he goes, the team goes, and you see his numbers this year. Time now for our starting lineups. For Marquette, Dwayne Wilson, Derek Wilson, Matt Carlino is back in the starting lineup. He missed 4 games, returned to the last game. Sandy Cohn III and Luke Fisher. And for Providence, it's Dunn, Junior Lamamba, LaDante Henton, Ben Bentel, and Pascal Chukwu. One of the big men, Carson DeRozier, unavailable today for the Providence Friars. A good crowd on hand here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Watching this Providence team trying to do something they haven't done since 92, 93, 93, 94. And that is have back-to-back 20-win seasons. Those are the Dickie Simpkins days.
Wow, you're really showing some good memory there. Dickie Simpkins, now an AAU coach in Chicago.
Yep. Providence is in white. Marquette is in blue. It'll be Chukwu jumping center against Fisher, and it's stolen there by Fisher. Here is Carlino back in as a starter for this Marquette team, the leading scorer.
Start out in man, Justin, but I'm sure we'll see some zone as well.
I think we'll see that from both teams in this game. The fans on their feet. The jumper from the corner is good. Dwayne Wilson, the redshirt freshman, 12.3 points per game. Most among freshmen in the Big East Conference.
Coach Cooley talked about shrinking the floor and not allowing the ball to get in the paint, but if they make threes, he may adjust that.
Chukwu top of the key. Here's Dunn with the ball.
2-3 zone. Got away with a walk.
Yep. Lamamba, loose ball, and it will stay Providence basketball with 35, a new shot clock.
Got the tradition of standing up until they make a basket. I hope it comes shortly. I can't see.
We can't see anything. We're off the monitor right now.
2-3 zone. Only a team that shoots 29% from 3, Providence. Not a bad strategy.
Bentel missed the jumper, the rebound for Carlino.
Interesting to see how they play ball screens. Carlino, they're going to chase everything. 42% three-point shooter. Everybody else will probably go under.
Carlino, he is the one real shooter on this team, and now a steal by Chukwu. Here comes Dunn. Providence will look to run when they can. Bentel off the glass, and now the fans can sit down.
It's why Chris Dunn's so good. Makes an easy play in transition, finds Bentel, great finish.
1-point lead for Marquette early on. Sandy Cohn the third for 3, no good. The rebound pulled down by Dunn. He can do it all for this team. Henton running the floor. Offensive foul, no basket.
Thought it was a good call. Wilson steps in there kind of like his coach used to do at Duke, draw those charges.
His coach, of course, Steve Wojciechowski, in his first year as the head coach for the Marquette Golden Eagles.
Just settles down, really good rotation defense. Took the hit like he should.
Fisher against Chukwu gets doubled.
Talk to Coach Cooley. They're going to go on the dribble. As soon as Fisher puts it on the deck, they're attacking with the double.
Why off the dribble as opposed to the pass?
I think he's too good of a passer. He sees it coming.
And now he dribbles it off his own foot. Turnover, and it's Providence basketball. Well, Providence ranked number 25 in the country. in the Big East. They're 4th at a record of 9-6. Marquette 3-12. But again, trying to pick up that 10th win, so important right now in conference play for the Friars.
You know, it's a nice little set they've run. They've run that for years. Usually get an open shot. Well played by Marquette.
Lamamba gets fouled on the shot. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. Dwayne Wilson gets called for the foul. That's his. Again, this Providence team without Carson DeRozier today again. You see what he does. They can run the offense through him. A big force in the paint, blocking shots. Junior Lamamba makes the first. And look at that. He's over his season average already.
That's, you know, anti-announcer's jinx, right? We just talked about him. Figures out a way to get 2 foul shots down.
Carlino off the curl, hits the jumper, that's for 2.
He may be back to himself. Missed 4 games with that concussion. First game back, he struggled, looks more of himself today. They really talk in his own. We can hear all 5 guys talking, really communicate.
Lamamba trying the alley-oop for Chukwu, and Chukwu couldn't handle the pass.
Just coming off the screen with a strong hand. Such a confident player by this point in his career, 5th-year kid. Knows how to play.
Lamamba has the task right now, chasing Carlino around.
Really backing off of Wilson at the point.
Wilson's not a shooter. Shot clock at 10. Wilson puts one up for Fisher, who puts it in.
It is just a great play. Doesn't lose his poise late in the shot clock. That's why kid's almost a 4-to-1 assist to turnover. Not a shooter for sure. He really knows how to play.
There are a few guys in college basketball this year who aren't great shooters, aren't good free throw shooters, yet somehow they make a big difference. Dunn, the 3-pointer is good.
It's a good sign for Providence. Really stepped in confidently. I love when Chris Dunn shoots rhythm jump shots. The ones he has trouble with are to dribble into.
As a team, Providence shoots just 31% from 3. It's all tied up here at 7.
You see how Providence uses their length to really guard, with the exception of Carlino.
Fisher underneath, had good position against the zone and a good find. And it's a 2-point lead for Marquette, 4 points for Luke Fisher.
A really good pass right there.
Deflected out of bounds, will stay Providence basketball.
This is what Chris Dunn, if he can get his left foot down, step in and stay and finish, he'll bang him out.
We talked about Chris Dunn in the open. Time now for a New York Life Keep Good Going stat, and this is what happens. He goes, the team goes.
They're amazing stats. Think about that. 5 or plus turnovers, he's 4 or 6. They only won 4 games when he does that. Now, when he has a good game, look at their record. The issue with Chris Dunn is he does make a lot of assists, but he's also one of the worst in the country in turning it over. Incredible wave of emotions there if you're Coach Cooley. You want him to make plays, but you don't want to turn it over. Such a great player, just needed to play well today.
So what is the reason behind it? Is he out of control? Is he get out in front of himself? What is it?
I think it's a combination, but mostly he's given a ton of responsibility. That's why he has a ton of assists. You're going to turn it over. Great pass out of the play.
LaDontae Henton couldn't give him an assist. Tyler Harris for 3. And the rebound comes out to Juwan Johnson, who just checked in. Carlino, nice ball fake, puts it in with the right.
Who made that play? Dwayne Johnson makes that play, just kicks it to Carlino right away before the defense gets set. Really good play.
4 points for Carlino so far. Dunn directing traffic.
Once again, got away with a punch in the head, Bento.
Chukwu on the finish.
I think Providence is a very good zone team offensively. I think it's very difficult. They do a very good job of screening the zone and really have intelligent looks as well.
Fisher posting up against Chukwu. A rebound into the hands of Tyler Harris.
Deep catch, but Chukwu's 7'2" length bothered Fisher right there.
7'2" and long. I know you would assume he's going to be long at 7'2", but he's longer than normal.
Here's a play in transition. Carlino fakes with the right hand, goes up with, goes and finishes it with it. Really good high-low action. Great pass, good finish for the freshman going to the opposite side of the rim.
Bentel goes to the bench. In for the first time is Kyron Cartwright, number 24. Dunn flashes, hits the free throw line jumper.
Once again, if he catches them in rhythm, no matter where they're at, I think he's really a good shooter.
11-11, 6 minutes into the ball game.
Now they're going to favor Carlino in this zone, but everybody else, they're going to dare him to shoot.
Fisher, shuffled the feet, traveling violation.
The physicality, we talked about Coach Orzechowski saying the physicality of this league. I've noticed that just so far. The physicality they allow them to play with right there caused the travel.
So one of my questions with that is, it's not as if these officials are exclusive to the Big East anymore.
I know. It's hard to explain. But that Pat Driscoll obviously is a Big Ten and ACC. Jamie Lucky, ACC.
Cartwright's jumper. Out of bounds, and it will be Marquette basketball. You mentioned Steve Wojciechowski in his first year, named the head coach on April the 1st. Was an assistant coach with Duke for many years. The associate head coach since 2008.
He's done a great job so far. I just think you look for certain things that they're going to give the identity of their head coach. They lead the Big East in turnovers caused and steals. There's imprint already of what he's trying to get accomplished.
If we start seeing the Golden Eagles smack the floor with both hands, then it's game over.
Exactly. Oh.
Tip ball.
Oh, man, that's...
Almost had it.
Chris Dunn just using his length. That's why he leads this league in steals. Great anticipation. Now they're man-to-man.
Dunn against Carlino. Corner jumper is good for Dwayne Wilson.
Just real poor defense by Providence. Cartwright, I believe, shoots the gap on there. You probably should lock and chase. Make sure you got a hand up.
In the high posts, gets out to Harris. Dunn for three again, off the back of the rim this time. The rebound, LaDontae Henton. No good off the back of the rim, and a rebound for Steve Taylor Jr., who's checked in.
Providence length right there, just be able to go offensive rebound. Going to be a chore all day for Marquette.
This time from the near side, a three for Dwayne Wilson. He's got 9 three-pointers.
Coach Cooley talked about earlier, like, wasn't worried about the three-point shooting necessarily, except for Carlino, but look who's burning them. They have to change that slightly.
3 for 3 from three-point land, a 6-point lead for Marquette.
And you got very few shooters out there for Providence on the perimeter.
Cartwright not a shooter. Harris, the corner three is good.
They just proved me wrong right there, huh?
Well, Cartwright was going to take a three, but Tyler Harris, he's not shy.
A little bit of extended 2-3 here. Coach Cooley's going to stick with that. Obviously, got to check yourself out for Dwayne Wilson. Maybe a heat check coming on here.
3 for 3 from three-point land already. Wilson, the bounce pass. Good find for Taylor Jr.
Marquette has done very little wrong so far on offense in this game. Really great decisions with the ball.
That's why they lead by 5. 3 turnovers so far for Marquette.
They've done a pretty good job all year taking care of the ball. Assisted turnovers, good for a young team.
Dunn dribbles it out. A kick ball by Carlino will bring us to a timeout.
Well, key part of the game, they shoot the gap. Cartwright, Wilson burns them there. And sure enough, he gets his feet set, and bang, knocks another one.
No energy for my our defense. We got to get second shots. Come on, Ben.
8 for 10.
Yeah, 80%.
You got to run number 1 off the 3. He's too comfortable, man.
Got 3 threes already. Come on.
So I think it's clear they want to increase their defensive pressure.
How do you like that? I totally agree with them. What you heard from run number 1 off the 3 was associate head coach Bob Simons. He couldn't have said it with more passion. So they better chase him off the 3 or my man Bob's going to get after him next. But that's the truth. They've got 3 threes, Dwayne Wilson. They got to do a better job.
80% from the floor to start this game. You said before, I mean, Marquette's not doing much wrong. And here they come out in a 2-3 zone. In the corner, Lindsay for 3. Just checked in, Bentel the offensive rebound.
Set play after the timeout. Work just doesn't go for Providence.
That's 2 set plays in a row out of the timeouts that have worked, but they haven't gotten the shots to fall. Bentel's baseline jumper is good.
Love this game. Just his, look at his body and he's there, and then he has a skill to shoot that with confidence from 15.
And he's a true freshman.
He's got a workman's-like attitude. Here's our staggers. They're going to start chasing him. Bob Simon's going to be happy with that when they chased him off the 3.
Harris able to gather his feet, and he gets fouled. The foul will go against Jawan Johnson. And Harris will go to the free throw line for 2.
They also talked, Justin, about going man-to-man. I don't think we'll see zone for a little bit. They locked and trailed that screen, making sure Dwayne Wilson chased them off the 3 line there.
That is the 2nd foul against the Golden Eagles, the 1st against Johnson. Harris knocks down the 1st free throw.
Thing I would worry about if I'm Marquette, I don't know if they could play a better 10 minutes than they have. Look up at the scoreboard.
Yep.
They're only up 2. They play great basketball so far.
Harris knocks them both down. The first meeting back on January 3rd, 75-66. Marquette won that game. That may have been the best game they played all year.
It was, according to Coach Wojciechowski as well. They forced 12 steals that game. That was the difference. I don't see that happening today.
Dwayne Wilson, they're on him now. Carlino. Tip deflected by Henton off the hand of Taylor. And it will be Providence basketball.
2 great turnovers. Now, they forced 2 back-to-back turnovers there. Listening to Coach Cooley talk about passion and energy on defense, they showed it the last 2 possessions.
5 turnovers now for Marquette. Chris Dunn back in, replacing Cartwright for Providence.
First time we saw the 1-3-1. Cohen at the top.
Ladonte Henton for 3, short. And the rebound chased down by Dwayne Wilson. Here's Derek Wilson. Derek Wilson hangs off the back of the rim. A rebound for Harris. Chris Dunn in traffic. Bentel for 3.
I'm a little too happy with the 3s, Justin. I think Cooley's, there he is. He's going, get Pascal Chukwu back in the game.
1-point lead for Marquette. 9 minutes to go here in this first half. Fisher back to Johnson, drives to the hole. And a rebound for Dunn. Johnson was looking for the foul. Dunn leaves it back for Bentel. Gets his own rebound and puts it up and in.
It's really not a great play by Chris Dunn. You almost set your big up for a charge. Give Bentel credit by staying with it and finishing.
6 points now for Bentel, and Providence back on top by 1.
Got to get Fisher a touch, Justin. He hasn't got one in a while. Things should go through him most times on the possession.
Here he is with the ball now. They double him. Johnson. We got it and the foul. A trip against Providence. The foul is called against Bentel. And now a chance for a 3-point play.
Justin, I touched on why I didn't think this was a great pass by Chris Dunn. He sees the floor, he's doing a great job, but now you're leading your big right into the heat of the defense. He did a very good job of avoiding a charge right there. Great finish as well.
Johnson hits the free throw, 3-point play. 2-point lead for Marquette. Carlino comes back in. Juan Anderson checks in for Marquette. To the bench goes Fisher and Juwan Johnson.
First time I've seen Fisher live since high school. Obviously played a year in Indiana. It's much better than I anticipated.
Harris had good position off the glass, gets it to go.
Here's the problem when they don't have Fisher in the game. There's just absolutely no rim protection. Harris could get a good view of the middle of the lane and easily shoot over.
Anderson doubles. Wilson has it blocked by Dunn. Here comes Henton. Ladante Henton cradles it, able to put it in off the glass.
If you're Marquette, you got to make your decisions at the rim better. Providence, the 7th longest team in the country. Just can't challenge them right there.
Dwayne Wilson for 3 again, his first miss from downtown.
This is where Dunn's dangerous. I think he's great in transition early.
Harris on the baseline. Dunn got it back, and now he gets fouled.
He's taking it into the heart of the defense. The point guard can block it, and then that always leads to something good at the end. Ladante finish, the biggest leading scorer.
Back here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, Justin Kutcher alongside Steve Donahue. And it is a 2-point Providence lead, 24-22. Moments ago, Ladante Henton collected his 1,000th career rebound. They gave him a standing ovation here during the timeout. Ladante Henton has a chance to become just the 2nd player in Providence history to have 2,000 career points, 1,000 career rebounds, and he would join Ryan Gomes on that list.
That's a simply remarkable accomplishment for a kid who was headed to Dayton, and Brian Gregory stays there. And what a late pickup for Ed Cooley.
Ryan Gomes in attendance for this one. That hairdo is going back to even before he played in college.
He just wants to look like that. He's back on his old stomping grounds. He was a heck of a player. Probably accomplished a little more in less games if we're honest with that.
Absolutely. Dunn makes them both. He's got 7, and it's a 4-point lead for Providence.
They're going to come back to their zone right here. They haven't done it since that timeout.
Wilson's not a shooter. Carlino is. Wilson puts it up. Doesn't go in. The rebound is no good. Henton wrests away the rebound from Juan Anderson.
It's a good look, just doesn't go.
Henton chases his own miss, gets the rebound. And now a near steal by Johnson, but it will stay Providence basketball.
Hinton probably got a little ahead of himself there, but how about the pursuit of the ball afterwards?
Providence in the midst of a 15-5 run to lead by 4 over Marquette. Chuku in the high post. Corner, Lindsay for 3. Got fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line for 3. The foul's against Juan Anderson.
Definitely hit him on the arm. Just obviously, they always say you don't want to foul a jump shooter. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because you want to challenge it. He's just late arriving. They got him with the body. Afterwards, you got to allow the shooter to land.
Lindsay on the season, now 9 for 16 from the free throw line. Ed Cooley, in his 4th year, led this team to a Big East championship last year, trying to get them to back-to-back 20-win seasons for the first time since 92-93, 93-94. It's hard to believe it's been that long.
Well, it's a historic program in a lot of ways. Final Fours in the 70s with Ernie D and Marvin Barnes. And it just took a long time in the Big East when it was 14, 15, 16 teams. Ed Cooley's obviously brought it well back.
5-point lead for the Friars. Carlino's been quiet since the early going. Shot clock down to 10. Spin move, steal. Here comes Dunn up ahead for Harris. Harris with that step through avoided a charge. Carlino is trying to draw it. And now it's a 7-point lead, 9 points for Tyler Harris.
It's a great finish by Harris. Under control.
Carlino's three and the foul.
Matt Carlino. I don't know how often I would want to stay in this zone. They seem like they got a rhythm against it. Use your size in the man. But Carlino, really tough shot as he gets hit.
The foul is against Dunn, his first. And the team's third.
All these fouls, I think, people talk about fouling the three-point shooter, and it has a lot to do with the slight rule change. You got to let the shooter land. It's inadvertent, but that's the rule.
A rare miss at the line for Carlino, shoots 85%, so a 4-point lead for Providence. Alley-oop for Chuku.
Chris Dunn, with his size and his length and his feel for the game, has just great vision and is so tall, he just shoots it, passes it so easily over the top.
And how about the patience offensively on that possession by Providence, passing it around the perimeter, waiting for it to happen.
All five guys have all good IQs. It really does. Oh, that's deep.
Oh, wow, was that deep. The rebound into the hands of Johnson. That was deep, and that was effortless. Coming up on 4 to go here in the first half. 6-point lead for Providence. A steal by Dunn. Looking to run. Dunn for Henson.
But hitting the head. Chris Dunn's look away. That's what I mean. With that size and athleticism, the best thing about Chris Dunn is his vision. Really great pass.
And a timeout taken here by Wojo and Marquette, the largest lead of the game for Providence. Off the 2-3 zone, they're able to find Chuku for the alley-oop. He throws it down with authority. 33-25, Providence on top. Ever since that timeout, when we heard Coach Cooley and his staff preach defense, a 22-8 run by Providence.
Providence really looks good to me right now. They took that message on defense, and they're really making it happen on offense. Really good defense has led to great offense.
Marquette opened the game 8 for 10 from the floor since 2 for their last 8. The defense has stepped up for Providence.
Fisher back in the game, Justin. You got to figure they're going to get him a touch here.
Fisher posted up against Chuku. Shot clock down to 7. Fisher, bumped by Harris, still puts it in.
I think in a lot of leagues, that's a foul. That's, you know what? It's interesting. That was a bump. It went right through contact. Good finish.
6 points in the ball game for Fisher, coming off back-to-back 17-point performances. Dunn steps into a 3. Rebound, loose, chase down, and it's gonna be a timeout. I believe it'll be Marquette basketball when we come back. 33-27, 6-point lead for the Friars with a 3 to play here in the first half. Back to you. All right, thanks so much, Greg. Back here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center with 2:53 to play. Providence has really turned it up defensively, leading to this 33-27 lead. And Coach, we were talking about defensively what they can do to shut down this Marquette team who got off to a great start, and you see their defense has led to offense.
It really has. They have such length, and they're so good in transition with Chris Dunn. So it's obviously they've turned Marquette over, and they've gotten the ball in transition. The other thing that's been key this game, as opposed to the loss, in Milwaukee was they turned it over 17 times that game, including 9 early. They only have 2 turnovers today.
In their last game at Villanova, they turned it over 15 times, and they have just 2 today. Dunn, nice bounce pass for Denton for the easy finish.
Just so impressed with Chris Dunn. I had him earlier in the year. Way different player right now. His confidence, his relaxedness on offense, just letting the game come to him.
LaDontae Henton's got 6 points. Carlino, a deep 3 again, well short. Fisher there battling for the rebound, and a foul on the floor, and the foul is going to go against Chukwu.
Just good ball movement. He gets in the gap. Chris Dunn slows the game down, really threads the needle nicely for a great dunk for Hinton. Chris Dunn, there's not many better in the country at his size that he can still be a finesse kid, and that's what he is. Best thing about him is IQ.
He's got the tools, certainly, as scouts are starting to take a look at him to the next level. And there's a rebound for Dunn. Had a triple-double earlier this year. LaDontae Henton drives, misses, gets his own miss, puts it back up and in. Count it.
That's why he's a 2,000, 1,000. He's relentless. He goes after the ball. Things you don't coach. Listen, he's not the biggest guy. He's probably one of the smallest when he plays the power forward in this league. But he is just relentless in terms of going after the basketball.
Dwayne Wilson picked up his 2nd foul. The team's 5th. Henton at the free throw line, a 76.5% shooter, makes it. And he's got 9 here in the first half. And look at this, 38-27, Providence up on top.
Just haven't been able to crack the zone with the exception of Wilson and Carlino making threes. The length has really bothered Marquette. And this is a danger area. You have 2 minutes left. You got to be careful here. You need a good execution and then a stop.
Fisher has it blocked by Chukwu. Here comes Henton. Harris, not a good angle. The rebound and putback is no good. Underneath, Taylor. Off the glass, and Marquette needed that bucket badly.
Taylor using his pivot nicely, knows the length of Chukwu and gets underneath them and scores.
Coming up on 1 minute to go. Harris, the baseline jumper, nothing but net.
I'll go back to this. I had him earlier in the season against Brown. The tightness of that group compared to now. Everybody playing very loosely and confidently.
11 points for Tyler Harris here in the first half. Carlino for 3. Chris Dunn. Henton. What do we have? Offensive foul against LaDontae Henton. Derek Wilson stood his ground. That's number 2 against Henton. So he's going to go to the bench quickly. Ed Cooley says, Junior Lamamba, get up, you're going in. So now essentially Marquette can hold for the final shot if they want. About a 2-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Lamamba goes to pick up Derek Wilson, start this offense going. Shot clock at 10. Wilson picked up the dribble. Carlino has it. Into the corner. Taylor for 3. Short. And the rebound for Lindsay. And a quick timeout taken here by Providence and Ed Cooley. So a chance to get a final shot, leading by 11. Providence this season is 15-1 when leading at the half. So with that timeout, they set up a play. They also get LaDontae Henton and Ben Bentel back into the game, so more offense for the Friars. Marquette got off to a fantastic start. There was the under 12 timeout. We heard Ed Cooley and his staff preaching defense to his team, and since then it has been all Friars. 3.7 seconds to go. Who do you draw this play up for?
Well, right now, I just think they're going to try to run Dunn off some screens and then get him into a ball screen situation.
Some confusion here with Lamamba and Ben Bentel. Not quite sure what's going on.
I think it may be a substitution issue. They had 6 guys right there.
Bentel had gone in. Good thing it's not hockey. They play hockey here. That'd be too many men on the ice. There would be a power play coming up.
He handed the ball off, and they're going to call it a turnover. Bentel had to sit down.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I've never seen that. And now the question is, do you sub out again to get Henton off the floor as he's got 2 fouls?
I don't know if you can. No time went off. I guess they're going to let him.
So Henton's off the floor. Bentel's back in. Ed Cooley's saying you never gave him the ball. Fisher, 2 seconds. Fisher puts up the 3. It's short. So a little confusion to end this first half. And Ed Cooley's going over to the officials to try to figure out what it is. But it's a 29-12 run for Providence over the final 12 minutes of this half, as they lead by 11, 40-29, heading into the locker room. Ed Cooley getting the explanation, trying to find out what's going on. And I think we're going to find out exactly what the explanation was as Steve Donahue is standing by with Ed Cooley.
Marquette got off to a great start. What was your key things to limit their touches and their scores at the end there?
You know, I mean, Fisher's a load inside, and, you know, we got to do a really good job with him. We're limited with not having Carson with his size. So we're trying to mix our defenses, making sure we keep them off balance. And, you know, they made 3 early threes, and I thought we adjusted to it.
I thought you did a great job in transition offense. Something to keep for the second half?
Sure, we want to keep pushing the ball, but I think Chris is giving the ball up too early, causing those offensive fouls for Buck. Hopefully do a better job in the second half.
Great, Coach. Thanks. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, the first half, 40-29. Providence ranked number 25 in the country, trying to make it back-to-back 20-win seasons for the first time since 92-93 and pick up a much-needed 10th conference win. They lead by 11. We'll listen to Greg Wolf in the studio in Los Angeles after this commercial break. A 29-12 run to close out the half, and Providence leads by 11 over Marquette. Justin Kutcher alongside Steve Donahue. And Coach, we saw an odd play to close out that first half, one that I don't think you and I have ever seen before.
And Ed was really furious, and me being a rookie announcer, I should have asked him then. But look what happened here. If you look at Providence, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can't play with number 6. Ed's upset for this reason. He intercepts the ball. He sees what's going on and gets the 6th player off the court. Steve Wojciechowski jumps out of his skin. He's upset about it, and both the refs gather and take the ball away. Ed's very upset because he saw it, didn't let him put it in play.
And Wojo, being from Duke, he's able to count to 6 and realize there was a problem.
And he jumped on it, and I give him credit. And who knows? You never know what's going to change the momentum of a game. But if they continue to play defense like they are, that is Providence, and use their length, Marquette's going to have a difficult time. They got to start really executing again like they did early, inside out with Fisher, standstill shots.
On the floor for Providence is the starting 5. Dunn, Lamamba, Henton, Chukwu, and Bentel. It's Henton. A miss on the first attempt. Dwayne Wilson with the rebound.
Really good defense by Fisher, making a hard shot.
Dwayne Wilson up over Chukwu, and Chukwu's got the rebound. Dunn had a phenomenal first half, 7 assists, no turnovers, and he puts that in. Now he's got 9 points.
Talk about kid playing with confidence. He's 7 assists, 0 turnovers. We talked about the last time played Marquette. He had 8 turnovers. He's just playing at a whole different level today.
Wilson, the handoff for Derek Wilson, and an offensive foul will be called against Luke Fisher. Time now for our AT&T Fast Analysis. These are the stats from the first half. And And the free throw is a huge discrepancy in favor of Providence. Look at the rebound, a +12.
All hustle points, if you think about it. Rebounds are, second chance points are, getting to the foul line. Just being the aggressor, and that's what Providence is doing.
Henson against Fisher, goes back to the left, and the foul. Wow, what a finish.
You gotta be kidding me. How else can you guard him? He's just so aggressive taking. Look at, if you look at Dunn and him standing next to each other, they're the same size. This kid just works so hard and plays with such a confidence about him, and he's got a knack. He knows how to put it in the rim.
That's the first foul against Fisher. Can't convert the three-point play. 11 points for LaDontae Henson, a 15-point lead for the Friars, trying to avenge that January 3rd loss, 75-66 in Milwaukee, and a foul away from the ball will go against Dunn, and that is number 2 against Dunn.
Just rubbing Carlino off the screen, got a little too physical with him. Danger area for Marquette for sure. You got to chip away at this. You can't get it all back at once.
Deflected out of bounds off of Providence, stays Marquette basketball.
They're staying zone out of bounds, Justin. Probably just got to toss it in the backcourt.
That's exactly what they do all the way back to Dwayne Wilson. It seems like you've coached before or something.
I've seen this length before. It's hard to get it in. I have no problem going against the zone. Be patient. Try to get an inside touch, inside out against the zone.
Shot clock at 10. Taylor trying to find Fisher, goes all the way to Carlino. Step back for 3 is short. Chukwu had the rebound. Fisher will be called for the foul. That was a really nice box out by a guy who's 7 feet 1 inches tall.
I was just going to say that.
Sorry, 7'2".
For a freshman to be that disciplined at that size, to understand that you have to check out. You're right.
A timeout taken here by Marquette. Providence leading by 15 here early in the second half. College Hoops on Fox Sports 1, presented by New York Life here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island. Number 25, Providence, in control of this one right now. Largest lead of the game at 15 over Marquette. And out of the timeout, it is Providence basketball.
Got the 1-3-1 out of a timeout. Not a bad idea to mix it up a little bit. Difficult thing in a 1-3-1, how do you rebound out of it? Very difficult.
Done.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Well, that's how you rebound if you're offense.
Yeah. Very difficult to check in a 1-3-1.
Bensel, too quick of a pass for Chukwu on the floor. Carlino, the fans want to travel now. A jump ball, possession arrow, Marquette basketball.
Once again, we talk about little things that Marquette should do. Getting on the floor is one of them. As you know, Steve Wojciechowski got on the floor. His kids get on the floor. It was definitely close to a travel, Justin, but he never got his body completely up. I think he did a good job maintaining his position on the floor.
Providence staying in the 2-3 zone. Dwayne Wilson had those 3 3-pointers to start off the game and has done nothing since. Carlino for 3, in and out, and a rebound. Bentel, but no, a foul will be called against Bentel. Used the arm to shield off Juan Anderson, so Bentel gets called for his second foul.
You know what? It's a good call. It's funny, we talked about the physicality of this league. They've been letting that go. That's probably a little bit of a frustration thing for Providence, but that's a good call.
I was really impressed how Steve Wojciechowski told us you can notice the difference in the physicality in this league. Another steal here by Chris Dunn. A no-look and a foul will be called against Carlino.
Chris Dunn has length and athleticism, but more than that, he has a sense of where to be. That's why he leads this league in steals.
His arms are long. You talk about his sense, but he also just glides across the floor. It's effortless.
Sure is. Now they're going against the 2-3 zone.
Dunn got it back, nearly his first turnover.
For a kid who averages over 4, that's a big thing.
Bentel short on the free throw line jumper, goes after his own miss, gets it, no good. Chukwu the rebound. Chukwu, how about that move underneath? The footwork.
It's a kid made for a kid that long and works that hard. The future is really bright.
7'2" Pascal Chukwu out of Fairfield Prep in Fairfield, Connecticut. Taylor has to pass out from that defense. Underneath, open is Anderson, but there's Chukwu with a block, and now a foul. Who's it on? It's going to be on Bentel.
It's just a relentless pursuit by Bentel. 2 freshmen getting it done, throwing it up. Pascal Chukwu to the other side of the basket. Great skill.
I just love the footwork by Chukwu. I mean, you see how long he is, but he didn't rush it.
I had an opportunity to recruit him for a couple of years. He's like that with everything he does. His schoolwork, his practice habits, his work ethic. That's why I think he has an incredible future.
Chukwu played at Fairfield Prep. Want to congratulate the Hopkins School in New Haven, Connecticut for making the Fairchester League Championship. They hosted it last night. They lost to Masters. Heck of a job by head coach Rocco DeMeo this year, but Pascal Chukwu, a Connecticut kid, impressive stuff.
They obviously miss you, Justin, and they win that game against the Master School. Come on.
Well, I did hear they had trouble from the free throw line. That was my strength.
Still the 2-3 zone. If you're Marquette, you just got to try to hang around a little bit. Let Carlino get hot.
Henton. Man, again, LaDontae Henton is listed at 6'6". I don't think he's 6'6".
More like 6'4". He is long. He has long arms, but he doesn't go right at all.
No.
But he still went left there, and he got it off, and they know it's coming.
Chukwu just stayed with his arms up.
He's a rim protector at the highest level.
Harris. No good. Harris gets his miss. Lost it on the way up. Now Carlino has it. 18-point lead for Providence.
There's probably one play today that I thought they should have passed it. Harris comes down. He has a couple guys open in the wing. They haven't made those decisions today. They did there.
Good ball movement here. In the corner, Anderson for 3. Short. And the rebound for Cartwright.
Can't do more right than that, except make it.
Cartwright. 20-point lead for the Friars.
Justin, they look like an NCAA team to me. This will be number 20 overall, 10 if they can get it in the Big East.
I think there's no doubt they're an NCAA tournament team.
Now listen, an RPI of 21, it's outstanding. Let me say this too. They lose Bryce Cotton and Khabib Bats. What a turnaround to get back to this point.
Leading by 20 here over Marquette. Well, Steve, we talked about, is this a tournament team or not? Look at the resume for Providence right now. Let's say they go to 20-9, 10-6 in conference play. How are they not in the tournament?
Well, that being beside, what I love, obviously an RPI of 21. I can't remember a team that didn't get in with that kind of RPI. Check out the strength of schedule 9. Done a great job. The only thing I would say is there's no marquee wins, but here's what they're playing for. Big East Championship. They still have the tournament in New York. And the way they're playing now, depending on matchups, because I do think quicker, smaller teams, believe it or not, give them trouble.
Right.
St. John's, Villanova. Other than that, they're a terrific basketball team. And well-deserving at this point of NCAA tournament.
Number 25 in the country. Trying to go back-to-back 21 seasons for the first time since 92, 93, 93, 94. 20-point lead right now.
1-3-1 with Pascal and Chukwu on the back line is very difficult. Watch them try to loop it in there.
Hanson puts up the runner.
The level that kid, there's not a more confident basketball player in the country right now. He's played probably more games than anybody. And look at him go to the basket with that confidence.
15 points for LaDontae Hanson. Carlino's three, short. Rebound for Harris. Cartwright saying, let's go. Hanson avoids the charge, puts it in again. He's got 17 now.
So impressive, just to be on the move with the touch that he has. Just so impressed with Providence today, every aspect of their game.
The corner three, off the back of the rim by Johnson.
One and done, 3 offensive rebounds all day for Marquette, just not gonna get him.
Chris Dunn, short, and a rebound for Derek Wilson. Wilson all the way to the hoop.
Tough kid, really good assist to turnover, floor guy. Talked about Eric Snow-like.
Tyler Harris against Fisher. Everything's going right now for Providence.
The different guys who can score for Providence in different ways just makes them real dangerous. They may be a better team than last year when they relied on Bryce Cotton so much.
And what a job that Bryce Cotton did for that team last year. They played about 6 guys last year. Wilson into the body of Chukwu, puts it in.
Showing the big guys how to do it. Just take it right at the big fella. Listen, there's a lot of time, Justin. Somehow you got to get a stop.
Harris, Carlino with the rebound.
And you would think he would have to make some threes.
Good job by Chukwu getting a hand on that. LaDontae Hanson with his good night or good afternoon has now passed Bryce Cotton, and he is number 4 all time. He's chasing that man, Ryan Gomes.
It's a heck of a 4 players. Jimmy Walker from back in the day was a great basketball player.
Carlino tries the kick out instead of steal by Dunn. Dunn misses it, couldn't decide dunk or layup, and he blows it.
Got himself another steal too. The length, he gets back and gets a deflection there.
Carlino able to finish around Chukwu.
Chukwu will get to feel when guys start to attack him as he gets older and just back off and time it. He has that kind of length. He can do it, but he's allowing them to, at this point in his career, to get into him too much.
And now a foul against Chukwu away from the ball. So Chris Dunn, do I dunk it? Do I lay it in? Maybe neither. That's about all that's gone wrong for Providence today, leading by 20. They're dancing here at the dunk with a 20-point lead for the Friars. And this month, Big East basketball returns to Madison Square Garden to see who will be crowned a champion and earn the automatic invite to the Big Dance. The Big East tournament presented by New York Life begins March 11th. And the only place to see it is Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. So what do we know going into the Big East tournament? Well, Villanova is the #1 seed for the 2nd straight season. Butler, Georgetown, these Friars, and St. John's all have first-round byes. DePaul, Creighton, and Marquette will have to play Wednesday night to see if they can play in the quarterfinals on Thursday. Last year, we saw Villanova as the top seed upset by Seton Hall in the quarterfinals. This Providence team had that march all the way to the championship, defeated Creighton in the championship. A steal here by Cartwright. Cartwright against Cohn, has it blocked. Good defense by Cohn getting back. Numbers. Carlino goes baseline, and he puts it in.
Sandy Cohen getting back on defense showed his athleticism with the block for the freshman.
You said before that you saw a play where you maybe want to see a pass there by Providence. That's where Cartwright had 2 trailers where he could have laid it off.
I totally agree with you. That happens when you get up by 20 and he's a young player. Let's win the basketball game, no matter what the situation. He'll learn that.
Skip pass, Harris. And that's, looks like it's stripped out of bounds by Derek Wilson.
The only thing that Providence doesn't do well is shoot the ball from the perimeter, but they're such a good interior passing team that it doesn't affect them going against the zone. They really don't shoot the ball from the perimeter, and they don't have to.
3 seconds on the shot clock. Bentel's blocked by Fisher, and a shot clock violation here against the Friars. The 7th turnover for Providence on the day. Dwayne Wilson. Good job communicating defensively by Providence. Carlino, the step back jumper. Whew, that's not easy.
Still 10 minutes to go in this game, 16 points. That kid has 38 in the game this year.
He's got 13 so far.
Somehow you got to get stops here. They're not a good shooting team. I would pack it in even more. I think they're too extended. Dare them to shoot the three.
Cartwright lost it, got it back. Underneath, there's Dunn to put it in.
That's my point. Allowing Cartwright to shot fake and get in the gap. Allow him to dare him to shoot.
You want him to shoot.
Absolutely.
Cone for 3. Too strong. Cartwright the rebound. Up ahead for Dunn. And this time, Dunn will do the finger roll. And a timeout taken here by Ed Cooley. He doesn't look happy. His team leads by 20, 9:38 to go.
You don't think Coach Wojciechowski doesn't have the same actions as a player as a coach? Listen to this huddle.
Then after we score, let's have some energy. Guys down in the stands, talking and clapping and fighting. Not like this, like you're just watching the clock. Fight! Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Is that tremendous?
That's awesome.
It's just what you think he'd be like. He's genuine, and he's all about how the team is going to act no matter what the score is. It's building a culture at Marquette. He's taken some steps. Believe it or not, this is a huge step. How these kids react to this adversity. That's why he's acting like that.
Honestly, we've been going inside the huddle this entire year, and in all the times we've done it, that may have been the best I've seen yet.
I'm with you. I love it. Gets standing up. He's really directing, letting his message get heard.
Carlino hits the 3. He's got 16 now.
And his team has reacted positively.
Bentel lost it. 3-on-1 for Marquette. Dunn commits the foul against Wilson, and Wilson will go to the free throw line for 2. That's the 3rd foul against Chris Dunn.
Now you get these 2 foul shots, you cut the game to 15. Doesn't sound great, but the way you look at it is, let's get between 5 to 10 with 5 to go. You never know what can happen, but you chip away at it over these next 3 or 4 minutes.
Wilson misses the first. 73.5% on the season for Dwayne Wilson.
Right in.
You're surprised. I think they may show the 1-3-1 again.
Gets the roll, 10 points. He had 9 in that first half.
Staying with the 2-3. Let's pack it in.
Yeah.
Like, don't give Dunn lead. Back up. I wouldn't even have the pickup point there.
Almost play inside that 3-point line.
Absolutely, because they just allow windows like that.
And a foul against Fisher.
That's what you want to stop. You got plenty of time. Shrink the floor so there's no lanes to pass inside. Make them shoot over you.
That's the 4th foul against Fisher. He has to go to the bench. Steve Taylor Jr. comes in. 5 team fouls against Marquette. 5 team fouls against Providence. And now make it 6 team fouls as Tyler Harris commits the foul.
I'm going to give you a reason. I've been really tooting the horn of Chris Dunn. That's a pass that shouldn't be made. He's just trying to finesse it in there. There's no real reason to do it. That's why the reason he gets those assists. That's why he leads one of the leading assist guys in the country. But that's also why he turns it over so much.
Carlino for 2. Short rebound, Dunn.
Thought he got hit.
Good hands by Juwan Johnson. Stays Providence basketball. $16-point lead for Providence. 8:37 to go here. Providence trying to pick up their 10th win in the Big East. Would be 10-6 on the season.
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm just watching Providence. I can't imagine that a team in this league could be beating them by 40 on their own court, and that's what Villanova did.
And a 5-second violation. Dwayne Wilson applying the pressure against Chris Dunn. And the turnovers that weren't an issue in the first half are becoming a bit of an issue here in the second half. And now Dunn, he'll go to the bench as Kyron Cartwright comes in.
Just getting a little too cute out there at this point. Now this is a big possession. You got a timeout coming. If you can get a bucket and a stop if you're Marquette and start to get that lead down to single digits.
Carlino gets tripped by Lindsay, and that is the 17th foul. So 1-1 now for Carlino, a guy who is an 85% free throw shooter, missed one earlier today. Chris Dunn, though, look at the numbers he's putting up. He's got 13 points, 9 assists. He's also got 5 rebounds.
At his size and his skill level and his IQ, very few like him in the country. There really is not. There really is not many.
We talked about the Big East tournament. Villanova has clinched the #1 seed. The real question now is, has Villanova gotten themselves a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, well, I think with Gonzaga losing at home, I think that puts Villanova on that top line. And I just think they've been so consistent. You look at the top 50 wins, the strength of the schedule surprises me. I thought it would be better. That may be the only thing that holds them back, but what a great basketball team.
A foul will go against Dwayne Wilson here. And that is the 4th against Wilson. The team 6th, which leads us to a timeout. 60-46. Providence leading Marquette here in Providence. Guys, teams in college basketball this year, what they have overcome is truly remarkable.
Well, let's think about it, Justin. They had 4 Big East wins last year. Everyone said, hey, what are they doing jumping leagues? They don't know who they are. Take a look at that resume.
Well, how about the fact that you lose your head coach? You have an interim head coach in Chris Holtman. He's named the head coach. Their preseason schedule, they upset team after team. And they've continued doing it throughout the Big East season. LaDontae Henton again with a finish and nice interior passing by Providence.
Like LaDontae Hinton, Butler knows who they are. It's called the Butler way. It's gone over 3 coaches now, essentially. They play hard, they're skilled, and they don't care how it gets done.
Taylor, a jump hook over Chukwu.
Chukwu, a little more muscle on those bones. He'll take those hits, and he'll send that back in years to come.
6 points for Taylor on the afternoon. 62-48, under 7 to play. Harris, the corner 3. And the rebound for Carlino.
That's what you want them to do. There you go.
Good
Great
ball movement. Johnson for 3. Taylor no good. Derek Wilson has it. Carlino for 3. And Chukwu goes up high for the rebound and a foul against Taylor.
A couple things as your coach, Wojciechowski, you got to love. The ball movement, the energy going after the ball, everything that you want to build your program around. You got to be very happy with that possession.
Taylor picks up the foul, his first, team 7th, so Chukwu will go to the free throw line. Chuku, 6 points, 6 rebounds on the day, 56% at the line on the season. 1-1 here.
How about this kid at this size, shoots with foul shots over 70%. Think about that last 3 goes, we got ourselves a 9-point game. And that obviously was a big shot. Still a lot of time.
Makes them both.
You saw that last foul shot. They put Derek Wilson on the bottom spot to check out. How great's that?
Derek Wilson, 6'1", 210, built like a fire plug. Ooh, Dwayne Wilson with a deep 3.
It's his first one since the half. He looked like he wanted that one. Need to stop if you're Marquette here.
13-point ball game.
Somehow pack it in. Dare him to shoot the ball from distance. No penetration. That's it.
Harris lost it on the way up. Derek Wilson has it. Carlino didn't have his feet set, wanted that 3.
Got to swing the ball to Wilson. Give it to the hot hand.
Johnson lost it. Taylor and Chuku battling. Jump ball, possession arrow, Providence.
You got to imagine just Wilson swing the ball, reverse it, at least give him another look. He just made one.
Dwayne Wilson 4 for 5 from 3-point land. That's why you want him taking a shot.
No interior penetration or passes. Trying to dare him to shoot right there. I would back off even more. Don't let the ball go into Hinton.
Cartwright will not look for his shot from deep. Harris, the pull-up jumper, short. LaDontae Hinton, the offensive rebound and putback. Up over 20 points again.
Seemed like he tweaked his ankle or knee right there. How great is, that's what greatness is about. He hasn't touched the ball in a while, just goes and gets it.
Wilson 5 of 6 from 3-point land.
Can we please get him the ball every time down, Justin? Now, if you get a stop and a score here under the 4 and get this down to single digits.
Done for 3, not the shot that Providence wants. Derek Wilson, the rebound, they've got numbers. Wilson has it blocked by Chuku, and they're gonna count it as goaltending.
Really like Derek Wilson. Really tough, loose ball he comes up with, really good decision. The energy right now with Marquette, you gotta really be proud if you're Marquette right now. Kids hanging around and playing really, really hard.
Timeout called now by Providence. The ball was on the glass. That's the reason for the goaltending call.
Not so sure it was, but it was a putback anyway, Justin. But here we go now. They've settled now. Think about it. In particular, Harris has taken 3 or 4 shots that I didn't think were in the flow of the offense. Dunn takes a distant 3 there. The only guy that's doing his job right over this last 4 minutes is Hinton, who goes after him. Pack it in more. Don't let the ball touch on the pass. Make him shoot a distant shot this possession.
A 16-6 run for Marquette to close it to within 10.
They brought Lindsey into the game, who hasn't shown his ability to shoot it yet, but that's what he is, he's a shooter. But besides that, they don't have many guys who can make it. I love them not to be extended here. Sometimes when you start getting excited that you're back in the game, don't get excited, stay back in there.
Chuku sets the screen, Lindsey, he's the shooter. Loose ball, LaDontae Hinton, there he is again.
Just knows what he needs to do. So aggressive going after the ball. Force him to do what you want, and he makes him pay anyway.
Too strong of a take by Juwan Johnson. Dunn has it stripped, gets it back, puts it in. And now a timeout taken by Marquette. 15 points for Chris Dunn. And it's back up to a 14-point lead. 70-56 Providence. 3:19 to play here. They're looking at their rest of their Big East schedule. They're saying, wait, Providence, who do we have left? Oh, wait, Wednesday it's at Seton Hall, then Saturday back at home against Butler. Ryan Gomes all over it. It's 70-59 right now with free throws coming up for Marquette.
They're really not doing that. They're looking to see if the dress is black or blue or gold and white.
You know it was black and blue, end of discussion.
Just want to see if this was a hard foul. It's a little bump.
At the free throw line is Juwan Johnson. Could have been a foul against Fisher. That's what Henson wanted. Chukwu got called for the foul, so Juwan Johnson at the free throw line. Makes the first.
Down 10. 10 with 3 and change. If you're Marquette, you got to make this one. Don't get crazy. Set the zone up. Play to their weakness, which is in perimeter shooting.
1 of 2. And the rebound for Henson. Shocker, right? He's gotten all those loose balls here today.
If this does get close, Justin, just the importance of this game for Providence comes into play. Marquette has nothing to lose, but Providence has won this game in our minds already. If this could get close, possession or 2 here.
On the floor, jump ball, possession arrow Marquette.
Now let's say they come down here to 2 or 3, and you start playing with the tightness that could come into play with Providence.
Great point.
Can't afford to lose to another time to a 145, 150 RPI team at this point in the season. Let's find Wilson, huh? I'm no genius. I'm coaching this.
There he is. Got it again!
I'm coaching this cup of coffee, and I know he should get the ball.
7 threes for Dwayne Wilson.
Sit back. Now, don't get extended. Let's sit back.
And Wilson has to be careful. He does have 4 fouls.
Wow, you were not kidding. Sit back in there. He may want to just go down the other end right now.
Hampton against Fisher. No good. Hampton gets the rebound and the foul, and he's going back to the free throw line. And that is against Fisher. And that, I believe, is number 5 against Fisher.
You know, you can blame Providence. Like, look at Tyler Harris cleaning dust off his feet. He doesn't realize that. He should be up following that, making sure he pushes it off the Dunn before he gets his feet set.
So Fisher is fouled out. So now Steve Wojciechowski uses this as a timeout. With 2:22 to go, 7-point game.
Thought that was good defense. Sometimes a senior gets the call right there, a veteran move. He kind of just tossed that up and threw it up there, and he gets the call.
6 points for Luke Fisher. Those 6 points came early. He had 17 points in each of his last 2 games. Ladante Hampton at the free throw line, 23 and 13 here today.
Fisher's lack of minutes has a lot to do with their dominance on the glass. There's no question. It's almost 2-1. I say this again. Just the game has gotten tighter than Providence anticipated. You can feel it a little bit. If we can somehow, if you're Marquette, rebound here and get Wilson another shot, then it gets real interesting. Now they're going man-to-man, which makes sense.
8-point game. Lamamba's on Wilson. Carlino against Dunn. Derek Wilson, the one guy, doesn't want to shoot from outside. Carlino will. Got it! Wow, 5-point game.
They're showing tremendous heart. Give Marquette and Coach Wojo some credit here. Passionately staying in the game.
21 for Carlino.
Don't fly at the shooters.
Bentel has it blocked by Derek Wilson. And a foul. Who's the foul on? The foul is going to be on 13, Carlino.
Lobambo is a 63% shooter. It's 2 shots. 1 and 1. Not a bad foul. 63%er. Now they got to really check out here. They don't have much size in there.
Lamamba makes the first. He's 3 for 3 at the line on the day.
Once again, if you're Marquette, you got to check here. And then you get him in some ball screen, sell the rim, see if you can get some driving kicks.
1 for 2. Taylor gets the rebound.
I'd rather see Derek Wilson with the ball. You got to.
Carlino fakes the handoff. Too strong off the glass, into the hands of Lamamba. Lamamba got fouled on the floor by Jawan Johnson. That is the team's 10th, so 2 free throws here.
I just thought it was a poor decision by Matt Carlino there. Just, you don't have to shoot that there. Sell the rim and search a little bit. Find an open shooter. Now you got to get some stops here. You got to hope for misses.
Lamamba makes the first, now 3 of 4 at the line. Providence 9 and 6 in Big East play, looking for their 10th. Marquette trying to match Creighton's record of 4 and 12 in conference play. 1 of 2 again.
And you don't have to take a 3, but sell the 3.
Wilson will take the 3. He misses, and now Derek Wilson gets called for the push-off on the rebound. So more free throws coming up here for Providence.
Give Carlino credit there. He found the right guy. They got a decent look. It just didn't go. Talked about the strength of Derek Wilson. Can't see the push, but he did leverage it. From our angle, we could tell they give him a shove in the back.
Henson misses the free throw.
Just watch the Derek Wilson, who's got so much strength. Oh boy, I stand corrected. What a sell by Hinton.
3 of 6 at the line, 25 for Henson. Wilson. Carlino for 3, has it blocked by Henson. Bentel's got it, and the foul is given there by Derek Wilson. The officials step in, make sure nothing happens.
Derek Wilson just competes. I mean, he didn't complain about the push there before, and there was very little push, but he's built like a running back, and he just plays with such tenacity, and there's no change of emotion. That's what you want your leaders to be like.
And now the officials want to go and look at the monitor. Ed Cooley is saying, come on.
Not sure right now what they're looking at.
My guess is if any elbow or something was thrown.
But listen, it was the last 2 possessions. They had their chances, Justin. They come down. Your margin of error. But there's a chance that there could be an elbow here. Oh.
He didn't catch him.
What? Let's take a look at that.
He moved his head out of the way beforehand.
You're right. But that's not necessarily the rule. But I agree with you. It was in it. Even if he did catch it, they're not going to call anything.
Yeah.
Explaining it to Coach Cooley. I think Cools is frustrated with the just to stoppage the clock. I know he has a reservation for some nice Italian restaurant in Providence.
Sounds good right now.
It's running a little late for him.
I'm not going to lie, I could go for that. Bentel makes the first free throw. 66% on the season. 7 points on the day. Back up to a 10-point lead for the Friars. And now the last thing you want to do if you're Providence is commit a foul. Wilson a different country. Loose ball. Dunn trying to chase it down. It's going to stay Providence basketball anyway. So 42.8. Hey, give a lot of credit to Marquette and Steve Wojciechowski. We talked before about after the timeout for Providence in that first half, they closed on a 22-8 run. We saw the timeout. We saw what Wojo said to his team, and it was a different Marquette team after that as the foul is given here by Carlino. And his team certainly responded. They fought. They did what he asked of them. They brought it to within 5. Carlino picks up his third with 37.2 to go. And they made this Providence team sweat out this 20th win of the season. And Dunn misses the first free throw. Dunn has 15 points. Make it 16. Wilson again. If you're Providence, you cannot commit a foul. And that's what Dunn does right there to stop the clock with 29.6. So what's going through Ed Cooley's mind right now, just trying to get this clock to hit 000?
No doubt. Sometimes these games run a little late. I told you, there's Italian restaurants very popular on Sunday nights.
Wilson misses them both. I think it was too close of a shot for him. He needs to be back on the three-point line.
Give Marquette credit. Still playing very, very hard.
Carlino stepped out of bounds, so it will be Providence basketball. And you wonder if now Marquette calls off the Dogs and says, let him dribble it out. And I think that's what we're going to have happen. Chris Dunn will dribble this one out, and for the first time since 92-93, 93-94, the Providence Friars have back-to-back 20-win seasons. 20-9 overall, 10-6 in Big East play, but it wasn't without a fight by Marquette. The final score, Providence knocks off Marquette 77-66. Now let's go to Greg Wolf in Los Angeles.
Guys, thank you.